The following is a paid advertisement. The content shared does not reflect the beliefs or opinions of Three Eagles Communications, Headwaters Media, or Heart of the Rockies radio management or staff.
Thanks for listening to the Living in Salida podcast. This is a podcast where I chat about living, working, and playing in Salida, Colorado. I'm your host, Monica McCarthy, a realtor who specializes in Salida, Colorado and surrounding areas. And with me today is one of our local artists, Michael Clark. He is an award-winning impressionist painter with a studio in the heart of downtown Salida, right on F Street. He's actually my next-door neighbor at HomeSmart. And to give you a little info about him, he is the recipient of the Fine Art Connoisseur Award of Excellence at the American Impressionist Society. That was a mouthful. Exhibition in St. George, Utah. And he's won a number of other awards as well. Check out his website. He has a ton listed there. The awards associated with the American Impressionist Society and the Plein Air Artists of Colorado. And Michael is just a part of the art community here in Salida. So today we're going to be talking a lot about art and being an artist in Salida. So if you're interested in either one of those things, be sure and stay with us. And he's got a studio, like I said, in Salida, but also he has a gallery. His art is featured in a gallery in Boulder and Santa Fe, New Mexico. Thank you for joining us, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so one anecdote I didn't want to forget to mention is you and I and your partner Molly were looking for houses back at the very beginning of 2020, or I guess spring of 2020.
Yes.
So if everybody remembers what you were
doing.
Deep
part of the COVID.
Yeah, like the fearful, don't know if we can leave the house part of COVID.
Yes.
But the real estate industry was still happening because that was one of the industries that needed to continue. And so we were showing houses wearing masks, and I was carrying around a disinfectant.
I think we were your first showing, if I remember.
Yeah.
We might have been like your because you were like, we got to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, it was all very new. I mean, the real estate industry. Because there wasn't
any no one had done it yet.
Yeah, nobody knew what to do. And so there were all these instructions and restrictions, don't touch anything. Mm-hmm. And so I had to carry around a disinfecting
You had your Clorox wipes.
Yeah,
I remember
and open all the doors and closets for you. And you guys couldn't, we couldn't stand near each other. We were wearing masks awkwardly. Yeah. So that was fun, huh?
Yeah, that was looking back, it was actually really beneficial because people weren't really supposed to travel yet. And so we were looking, but we didn't really have a ton of competition from other people coming in and looking at houses. So that...
Yeah, and you kind of caught it
in our favor
right before things went absolutely nuts. Yeah. Which happened here in Salida and all over. Yep. Where it was just the crazy multiple offer situation. You were still in you timed it well.
We were like, I remember just kind of thinking, I think it's just a good time to we should just do this and I'm glad we did. Yeah, because it definitely changed right after that. Yeah. And got a lot crazier and,
Yeah, you guys found a good spot.
Yeah, we love our spot.
Area.
We're a mile from the gallery and big backyard. And we love living in town. I think that's what really, Salida is just such a cool town. And to be able to be in town and ride our bikes down to something or walk somewhere. I walk most days of the week if I don't have to, haul something in my car. I love to walk. Yeah. And take my golden retriever, Maverick, with me. So it's just Salida is an awesome place, but if you can live and work in town, that is.
Yeah. I mean, that's the quintessential Salida lifestyle, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was excited to be a part of that with you. I just thought it would be fun to.
Yeah.
I don't know if reminisce is the right word, but think back on that time.
Yeah. Reminisce on the
interesting nature of your home buying experience. Right?
Yep. It was.
But you guys were awesome to work with. You guys handled it well.
Oh, thank you. You were great. I mean, and that's what, knowing you, I think we met through running maybe.
We did.
Something.
Yep, through the run club.
Through the run club. And so that's what's great about this town is I feel like you're working with someone you already know. So it's a lot more comfortable than just finding some stranger to.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's actually, I was just talking to somebody about this recently, is when you buy a home here, you're likely going to run into that realtor.
Yeah.
Or anybody for that matter. So the waitress waiting on you or whatever it is, you're going to see that person again. So Kindness.
Yeah. Kindness is big. Yeah, you're going to see them again.
Definitely. Well, okay, so to back up a little bit, I didn't want to forget to mention how you ended up in Salida in the first place. What's your Salida origin story? I ask everybody that.
It's kind of took several years. The first time I came here was in 2013. I was going to Durango.
Oh, okay.
And I stopped. So I was in Denver studying art. I had moved to Denver around 2011, I believe.
Okay.
And there was a little art school there with all these really good professional artists that just taught classes. And I was living there, and we'd always kind of heard about Salida. Like, there's this little town where these guys have their own galleries, and it's just real artsy. And so I was driving to Durango, and I stopped here, and I met Josh Bean. He had a gallery in the Palace Hotel at the time.
Oh, okay.
Which was really interesting because, it was like a hotel. This was back when the Palace was a hotel.
Yeah.
And the lobby, he had basically a studio and gallery set up in the lobby.
Oh, cool.
And I thought it was really interesting. And as someone who was trying to make the leap to professional artists at the time, I was like, this might be something to check out, because this guy was making it, and at that time, a lot of people, you're trying to find, especially being an artist, there's no one way to do it. There's no one way to make a living at it. There's so many different paths. And so I went on to Durango, and over the next few years, Molly and I started coming down here to camp and spend more time here. And then in 2018, we were just, I was living in Estes Park, and she was living in Denver, and she was working at a big hospital in Denver and getting kind of burnt out on it. And we were just like, what about Salida? And she looked on her phone, and the ER was hiring.
Oh, wow.
And she's a pediatric nurse. So there's no children's hospital here, and her skill set wasn't really around here. So, but she's like, I could do ER. Like, that would be kids and helping,
Yeah.
And she applied for the job, and she literally got it like the next day.
Wow.
And so we're like, let's go to Salida.
I guess
And
we're going.
so, she moved down here in like February, and I kind of came down in, I think May, maybe April, May time frame. And I met up with Josh Bean again. I stopped in and said hi, and, was like, hey, I'm moving here. And he's like, oh, you should open a gallery. And I thought, yeah, it'd be, seems like the thing to do here.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, he called me and he said, which typical like Salida small town. I think his daughter was because my gallery used to be a ballet studio.
Oh, okay.
And I think his daughter was taking dance lessons or something. And another place had gone up for sale around the corner, and she was looking to buy. So she moved out and around the corner. He's like, hey, this place is available.
Oh, nice.
And so I called her and I said, I'll be there tomorrow to look at it. And so I drove down here, looked at, and then it was done.
And what year was this?
This was 2018.
2018.
So,
okay.
yeah.
And you opened the studio. Okay.
So,
wow.
So it all just happened real fast, but I'm very lucky that it did, because I couldn't have found a better location.
You are in such a good location. Aspen First, that's the heart of downtown Salida.
And I was prepared to take anything. I was
really?
I was looking all over the place. There used to be, I don't know if they're still there. There's studios above the jewelry store.
Okay.
And I looked at some other spaces that were above, I think, Free the Monkey. And I was like, I'm just downtown. I'll get a gallery someday. Yeah. Something will open up, or, things are always becoming available. But that just worked out perfectly for me.
Yeah, you're in such a good spot.
And I opened around Memorial Day of May 2018.
Yeah.
And it's been a fun ride ever since.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, okay, I have so many questions based on what you said. So we'll start with Salida first, and then we'll get deep into the art world. So, you're drawn to this area. So I know it wasn't just the art scene, right? So, or was it just the art scene that drew you here?
It was also the area. Okay, I think
What other things drew you to this area then?
I've been to just about every town in Colorado through either an art event or something, and nothing has the community like Salida. I've never seen it. There's just something here, and I don't know. I think it's the fact that most of the shops are they're almost like, they're real eclectic. They're, the people working there own them.
Yeah.
There's just a neat feel here that I haven't seen in any other town. Other towns I've been in they seem dominated with t-shirt shops and ice cream and just kind of stuff that
like touristy
tourist trap stuff.
Yeah.
And here didn't, it was touristy, but didn't have that feel.
Okay.
It seemed more authentic or something.
Yeah.
And so that's why, when we moved here, it was like there was no real discussion. There wasn't like we were thinking about Salida or Buena Vista or, it was like we wanted Salida.
Yeah, it just was obvious.
And the trails are right next to town. Yeah. The river runs through town. And from an art perspective too, I paint mostly landscapes. I can paint like 6 different genres within a 10-minute drive of here. I can paint a river scene. I can go up and paint an aspen scene. I can go paint mountains.
Yeah.
And I've never been somewhere where you have that many choices. Yeah. Usually you're kind of limited to one thing in an area. And here you've got so much variety.
Yeah. You just like from your back door.
Yeah. In our little Banana Belt Valley, it's sunny and, I can go out painting pretty much year round. And I bought a big snowsuit when I moved here. Okay. I've never worn it because it's always so warm.
That's true. Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's like when the sun's out, in Estes Park, I couldn't go painting a lot because the wind would be 50 miles an hour. And it was just it was so high up there. But here, this little valley is just kind of perfect for year round.
Yeah. Cause you do activities. A lot of plein air, right?
Yeah. I work outside a lot.
Yeah.
So that means I take my easel and set it up on location for a couple hours and paint what's right in front of me.
Yeah. So what is one of your favorite places to go for that around here?
I'd say I've done a lot of paintings of the bridge.
Okay.
In fact, I just finished one look at my Instagram.
Plug it now. What's your Instagram?
Oh, Michael Clark. It's the Michael Clark Gallery.
The Michael Clark
Gallery. And our bridge looks like something almost from Europe or something. It's funny how a lot of people, when they see it from like downriver, I paint it, they think I was over in Europe. I'm like, oh no, that's the bridge. Walk right down the street.
The F Street Bridge.
Bridge, take a right, go through the park and, wander down to the river and you'll see that view with the bridge and the trees and the mountains in the background. And then another spot I love to paint are the aspen trees. So I go to Mount Chavano a lot. Those are some of the biggest aspen groves I've ever seen. And I've even brought artists from all over the country down here to see those aspen and paint those aspen groves because they're huge.
Nice.
Most aspen groves are a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And you get up there, especially, I think it's Banks Cabin Trailhead area. You can just wander and go and go and go, and there's aspen trees.
There's a lot over there. I was just there yesterday, and it's so pretty. Yeah, they're dense over there.
It's a neat little gem. I think when I first started coming here and started painting up there, that was when I was like, I think we camped up there a couple times and it was like, I haven't seen anything else like this.
Yeah, that's a really pretty
cool spot.
And you go there year round too, not just when they're
I do. I try yellow. To. Yeah. Me and another local artist, Carl Wertman, will often go up there and paint. We will set up, and we've even left like gear up there and stuff. So we'll just go up there and paint for like a week.
Gotcha.
Because it's it's dispersed camping up there, so you can go there and you have like a 14-day limit. And you can just camp and paint, and you don't have to reserve or do anything.
Yeah,
it's just go. So. We spend a lot of time with. I haven't been up there in the winter yet. Okay. I don't have a vehicle to get there.
Yeah, you might need a 4x4.
I might need a snowcat or something, but I want to get up there in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Snowmobile. I don't know how I'd get up there, but
yeah, and you might need that snowsuit that day. Maybe
I might need the snowsuit. I might need the snowsuit.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, you're right. There's so many beautiful places around here. So let's see. Actually, you've mentioned 2 artists in town. So obviously there's some camaraderie with artists in town. What's it like to open a gallery here? I mean, do you feel like it was a warm welcome or
totally a warm welcome?
Okay.
Totally. Which is not true everywhere. There's because I did look at some other towns and there's some areas that if you want to open a gallery, the other artists might be a little more standoffish or just kind of like, this is my territory.
Gotcha.
But here, I think the more we kind of have this, galleries help other galleries and it kind of sets a precedent for the town. So having new artists come in and open a gallery isn't really competition because each of us have our own unique style and voice. Yeah. So it's not threatening.
Yeah.
And since I moved here, I've helped a few other artists open galleries in town, and it really gives the town a character.
Yeah.
And so when I opened here, the fact that another artist did help me find my space was huge.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah. And that was great. And I had that support and everything because it would have been hard if I didn't have that. If you have to but I do a lot of art festivals too. And these art festivals, sometimes there's 300 artists at them.
Oh,
but
okay.
everyone does well because everyone comes for the art festival. And someone might not buy your stuff, but they might buy somebody else's, but they're all here for kind of the same bigger reason.
Totally. Yeah.
And that's the way I think the galleries in Salida work is people come here because they like art.
Yeah.
They might not buy from you, they might buy from somebody else, but then another person's going to come and buy from you.
Exactly.
And it just helps, and it gives validity to what we're doing. I've heard it talked about like, it's kind of like bars. Like if you think about Nashville and you got all these like cool hip bars down,
Okay.
Or you're from Austin, right?
Yeah.
I used to live in Austin, and everyone goes down to 6th Street, and it's cool because there's all these places.
Yeah.
But you see one bar out on the
destination.
highway, it looks a little scary because it's all by itself. There's no like, it's, and the same thing is true with art and galleries. If there's a whole district of galleries, it gives everyone an advantage because people are like, oh, this must be good because there's
so
12
many
galleries in town. Let's go shopping.
Yeah.
So it kind of, I think we all kind of help each other in that respect.
I like that. So like a strength in numbers, abundance mindset kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I love to hear that because Salida, that was one of the points I was going to make is that, we're a designated creative district.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot, which for anybody who doesn't know, it certifies our community as contributing to our state's economy through creativity, culture, and the arts. And Salida was was the first established creative arts district by the state of Colorado. And so, that's huge. So I know I spoke to a guest a few weeks ago whose dad was one of the first people to open a studio here. I mean, it's been happening for decades.
It's been going on here for a long time.
Yeah. So it seems like, and it's continuing and there's a lot of stuff associated with that, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel like there's a good, events and art scene, outside of just having the galleries open?
Oh, yeah.
We'll speak to that a little bit. Like what's some of the stuff going on?
I think the biggest things are Art Walk.
Oh, okay.
Which is October, I think 11th through 13th this year.
I think
it's in the fall, which is new.
Yeah, yeah.
We've kind of it's been contested over the last couple of years, but we're trying something different this year, moving it to the fall because in the past, summertime is just so busy and there's a lot, and it was right after Fib Arc, and we're kind of looking for more. What can draw people here in the fall? Like the weather's still nice.
It is still really
but
nice
having
here.
an event to kind of bring people in would be awesome. And our art walk, what makes it unique is it's all weekend long. Most towns have like an art walk and it's one evening, but Salida's literally starts on Thursday and goes through Sunday.
Oh, cool.
And the whole town is about art for that weekend. People dress up like famous artists. There's kids activities. I think they're trying to close the street this year for it. So we'll actually have stuff going on in the street. But it's just, and all the businesses get involved, which is really cool. Like, I think your office hosts an artist.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, Home Smart's going to have an artist this year, which is right next door to Michael Clark Gallery.
So
Come
people
to both.
kind of will go to all the galleries. There's like a big program they print. And there's events going on. Most places have like a reception of some kind. And so from Thursday night is when it starts. There's a big event at the steam plant. And then through the weekend, you have like art events all weekend to go to, different ones. And it's, I know Ken over at Box of Bubbles has decorated his place like Van Gogh's bedroom in the past.
Right. Yeah. That's a really cool one. Yeah.
Cool thing. So. And I'll be doing a France themed show this year because I'm actually going to France on Friday.
Oh.
So I'm going to be painting. Yeah, you got me in the nick of time. It's a nice little break from packing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to paint in France for 2 weeks. And then
what part of France?
Burgundy.
Okay.
Well, that'll be some gorgeous. Paris too. We're going to do a few days in Paris.
Well, that'll be fun.
So that'll be my art walk theme this year. Will be kind of a French.
Bring that back here.
Empire, and that's where I'm going to show the paintings. I think for the first time. I'm not going to put them up as soon as I get back. I'm going to kind of keep them under wraps a little bit just to kind of create a draw for Art Walk.
Okay.
So come to my, Art Walk, and our reception will be Friday night. And I've got, I'm going to have live music and French food, and I'm just going to theme it French. We're going to have fun.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a baguette and brie?
Hopefully.
I'll be there then.
If I can we want to bring back some real butter. Apparently French butter is like worth gold. What I'm seeing on Instagram, you have to.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Okay. Put some butter in your suitcase. So.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do.
What you can smuggle over.
Yeah. If not, probably my friend Emily who owns the Red Hen Bakery. She can hook me up with a some baguettes.
She's amazing. I'm sure she can make something happen for you.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's all. Because I know, it just seems like the art community here is just vibrant. And you're right. There's a lot of people who come here just to kind of stroll. I know when my mom visited, she was like, let's just walk around and see all the galleries.
And we get a lot of people too from the Front Range or all over that, let's say they buy a house in Denver, they want to decorate it with art. We're kind of their go-to place because they can hit so many galleries in an afternoon. Okay. So I have a lot of people that come over from Colorado Springs or Denver, and they're like, we just bought a house, and we need art, which is great for that we're known for that now.
That's true, and I was gonna say I've seen a lot of your art in homes I've showed. In this area. And so it's a great talking point because I'm like, this is a Michael Clark. I know him. We need, art, we need blank walls kind of in this business. Totally, yeah.
And so there's kind of two worlds in Salida. There's kind of the tourist that might buy a picture as a remembrance of their time here or something. And then there's also the customer that's going to come in with their, they've got their measurements and they need something for over the fireplace or the bedroom or something, and they're looking to decorate their home.
Gotcha. Would you say that the aspen scene is one of the more popular ones?
Yes.
It seems like it to me.
It's kind of what I'm known for, but
it seems like it.
It's all Colorado. People love wildflowers, mountains, anything. I think they want a piece of something here, especially if they have a home somewhere else. I do also do a lot with people have maybe two homes.
Okay.
And they got a home in Florida and maybe they have a home here. And in the Florida house, they want the Colorado scenes.
Yeah, bring Colorado with them.
Yeah, and they're here. They're like, I can look out the window at that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not hard to see it. But yeah, I know you're the quintessential fall picture of the aspens with the fall leaves and all of that. I mean, those are just so gorgeous.
Those are the most popular.
Yeah.
Although when I only have fall, people want summer paintings. And then when there's kind of a mix. Can't keep up. Yeah, it's like if you got too much of one, they want what you don't have.
Yeah.
The winter ones are the hardest to sell. People are weird about snow.
Really?
Yeah. If it's fall, kind of going into winter and everyone's excited about Monarch opening and skiing and stuff, people want snow pictures. But by February, they don't want to buy a snow painting.
They're just over the snow.
They're over the snow.
Gotcha.
So those are ones that take me.
That's
because I think they're the most beautiful. I just love painting.
Well, the snow on top of the mountains is gorgeous. Yeah. It really
But they love when there's green and some flowers in the foreground, which I love too, when you get those spring days and you have the snow on the mountains and then you have the kind of summer, spring weather in the valley.
Yeah.
Kind of makes the best scene.
Got some gorgeous stuff. Well, so tell us a little bit how you became an artist. I was jumping around here, but I think you've clearly been doing this for a long time and you travel a lot to different places all over the nation, right?
Yep.
Selling your art. Because I mean, this is
my life.
This is your
it's pretty much been my life since I was about 12 years old.
Oh, okay.
I got into it in kind of in elementary school. Someone in my class, his dad was an illustrator and came in career day and did a demonstration. And I just thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. He painted some fruit or something and he made it look real.
Okay.
And I just thought that's really cool. How do you do that?
Yeah.
And I just was kind of hooked ever since. And always, I painted through high school and in college I majored in it.
Okay.
And then I kind of had a separate job when I got out of college. I worked restaurants and bartended and did all the quintessential artist things.
Yeah.
Because I always wanted to be an artist. I just didn't want to do graphic design. I didn't want to do something else that was going to take my creative energy during the day.
Gotcha.
So I made sure I got it some kind of gig that didn't really need that.
Yeah.
And then in 2016, I went full time. I was working in Denver in Cherry Creek for a retail store, and I was kind of selling other people's stuff all day long. And I thought, why don't I just sell my own stuff? And so I literally kind of just quit and well, if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to, my real job. And I think I'm going on 8 years now.
Yeah, you're making it work.
Yeah, I'm making it work. I'm making a living at it, and couldn't be happier. I think when there's a saying that when you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
Yeah,
and I think that I wish more people could find that passion because it doesn't feel like work. I mean, there's parts of it that are work.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's I get to I was talking to another artist, Katie Mayer, in town one day, and she's awesome too. She was super welcoming when I got here, and she's like, Mike, we get paid to color all day. I'm like, you're right. We do.
That's amazing.
We don't need to complain about anything.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally getting paid to color, and people love it and want to hang it in their home and purchase it and stuff, which is really
amazing.
Awesome.
That it's so good that they just want to have it to look at all the time.
Yeah.
And you got to just hang out in a beautiful place.
I got to be, yeah. Artists tend to gravitate towards beautiful places. If you kind of look historically, places like Carmel, California, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Santa Fe, New Mexico, they're full of artists because I think artists want to be somewhere that's inspiring. And I think that's really you need to be in an environment that's inspiring. And this environment, like we talked about earlier, is super inspiring.
Yeah, because I mean, not just the nature piece, but it sounds like, the community piece and the vibrancy of the other artists and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think that helps your creative juices too,
Totally.
just to have that?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because with a gallery too, people are coming in and kind of validating what you're doing all day, which is really helpful because, sometimes you think, oh, this painting's no good. It's, art also can be very frustrating.
Okay.
Painting can be incredibly frustrating because it can be a big mess. It sometimes doesn't come out the way you want it or you think it's going to come out. But when someone walks in and is like, that's beautiful, or, they want to purchase it, you're like, oh, maybe it isn't so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice to have that extra little boost throughout the day. Also vulnerable too, right?
Yeah, you got to have a thick skin. I like to joke that like people don't realize that, my desk is in the back of the gallery, but I can hear what people say on the sidewalk. And sometimes people walk by and they'll kind of comment or something, and it's like I can totally hear them, and they have no idea that I can, hear them dissect my painting. But you got to take the criticism too, because that helps you grow. And if no one's telling you what you're doing wrong, you're never going to get better. So I don't mind at all. It's not, I always tell people with art, if they're critiquing the painting, they're not critiquing you personally. Like when I teach classes, it's fixing the painting.
Yeah.
It's not a personal thing, but this is what you need to do
to separate yourself from that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't get caught up in that stuff. Thankfully, it doesn't. If you do have, I don't know if opening a gallery, if you have thin skin, some artists I know are better suited for maybe other avenues.
Gotcha.
But if we hear a lot of stuff too that just sometimes, you kind of get the same comments all day long, and you're just like, oh, it's not there yet, or example would be like when you're painting outside. When we start our paintings, they're very abstract. They're very loose. We kind of do these big shapes, and it kind of looks like a 3-year-old did it until we get to the end.
Yeah.
And the people always walk up when you're in that stage of the painting. They never walk up when you're putting that little detail in and you're signing it and it looks really good. They always walk up in the first 10 minutes, and you're just like, it'll get better.
I'm not ready yet.
But that I think got me ready for opening a gallery. Was I painted plein air for years, and you let it go in one ear and out the other. You just kind of get in your zone. People make comments, and their comments, even if they don't mean them in a bad way. They don't get what we're doing. So
because it's impressionist, right?
Yeah.
So it starts out, you're dealing with a lot with color and the loose
big shapes and stuff, and like with my aspen paintings, those are real big and abstract. And it's not until I put the tree in that you can even tell what it is half the time, because you're seeing the whole forest. You're not seeing the detail. So you kind of have to put the big shapes in before you put the detail in. So it can look really crazy until those last like 25 minutes. Yeah.
And do you still do live art showings, where you paint live in your studio?
I just paint in my studio now. I used to do a lot more teaching, but I haven't in the last 4 years, just because I've just been so busy. I love teaching, but I just haven't had the time for it. But now I just kind of tell people I'm painting every day in the studio. You're welcome to come watch and come by and see the process. So it is kind of an open door policy. Yeah, it's an open door. I mean, that's what's cool about Salida is most of us have these kind of studio galleries. So you can actually walk in and see the process and see the painting being created. It's amazing. Not just, hanging art on the wall.
Yeah.
Which I think is really unique about our town. Most towns don't. They have galleries, but they don't have kind of the studio and the gallery combination.
Gotcha. Like it might be curated or something.
Yeah.
It's not
It might be someone working
right
there. It's
gotcha.
Or a gallery's owned by someone and they're just showing other people's artwork.
Yeah.
But here, most of the places you go in, you're going to meet the artist and you're probably going to see their process or them at work.
Yeah.
In somewhere. No, I think that's really cool.
That is amazing.
And that helps us selling art too, because people, when they get a connection, they really love that. They really love seeing their piece being created.
Yeah. And you do custom stuff too, don't you?
Yeah. I do a lot of commission work.
Okay.
So I can paint any size.
Okay.
A lot of people
so that weird
come in,
wall.
weird shaped wall. I build my own canvas so I can make it
Okay.
any size. We can really fit the space. So I tell people, what I recommend is tape up a blue square with a painter's tape on your wall, measure, kind of get the feeling of the space you need. And then, come to me and we'll talk and we'll put something together. Because I've done a lot of custom work, and it's great because then you get a piece that was made just for you.
Yeah. That's amazing. Would you do that from like a photograph somebody sends you, or they just say, I like aspen, show me an aspen?
Sometimes it's they'll look through my website and they'll kind of say, we love these 4 paintings. Could you do something kind of based on these? Other times there's a photograph of our property. Could you do a painting based on our property? So it varies.
Yeah.
And I just have people, I tell, like, come talk to me, because there's certain things I don't do. Like, I don't do portraits. I don't do animals. I kind of stick to my own landscape kind of thing. I mean, but just come talk to me and we can put something together, and I can show you past commissions I've done for people. And I get some really good ideas out of them, because sometimes they'll commission me to do a painting and I'll be like, so you want a river in this scene and then a road over here. Okay. And then I do it and I'm like, that's a good idea. Now I want to do one for myself, because wow, that was
like, I'll put those two together. Yeah, okay.
I didn't see it like that, but thank you.
That's awesome. Well, so if you have an empty wall, be sure and reach out to Michael Clark. Where can people find you again? Tell us.
I'm on F Street, 108 F Street, next to YOLO.
Okay.
Right downtown.
And HomeSmart.
And HomeSmart, yes. I always joke by our only stoplight downtown.
It is.
I think we have 3 stoplights in all of Salida, but there's only one downtown.
Only
and
one
I'm
downtown.
right next to it.
Yep.
So
you got to stop and look over and see the paintings in the
Yes, if you're at the red light, look over. You don't have too long, because there's only you don't really sit in traffic here.
You really don't. Another bonus.
Another bonus too.
And then what about your website? Where would
it's michaelclarkfineart.com.
michaelclarkfineart.com. Okay. Well, I'll put that in the show notes. And yeah, thank you for giving us some insight into being an artist in Salida and living here. It sounds like a really good place to be if you're an artist, right?
It is, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.